Okay, so now we should be getting at least one audio feed. So let's see if that works. All right, so waifu, why don't you say something so we can listen to you? No, keep talking. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I love Ninja Scroll. Hang on, for some people, for some reason your audio's not coming through. So yeah, it's bleeding from my earphones. So hold on just a second. I'm gonna check something here. Da, 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 da. Okay. And for some reason, you're still not coming through. Speak. Nope. Nope. Still not coming through. Okay. OBS is fucking me, as usual. Hey, Cynics, how's it going? Save, let's see. Not getting your audio. It's so weird. It's so freaking weird. I don't know what it is, but OBS is really, really annoying. Really annoying. I gotta mute myself because I'm hearing myself in the background. So, sorry about that. So, how's it going, chat? I know that there's not a whole lot of people watching right now, but we're supposed to have Waifu Hunter on, but for some reason I'm not able to filter his audio in. I don't know why it does that. I'm going to check my settings while I do that, but how's it going, everybody? This is a special impromptu ASMR stream for you and for you alone. Okay. Output. There we go. That should do it. Okay. All right. Talk back to me for a second. I want to see if it's registering.
Mutually assured destruction.
Oop, I'm getting
You
something.
kill us, we kill you.
But I'm not hearing you. That's weird. Are you speaking?
Oh no, now I'm speaking.
All right, let me go over to the stream. That's weird. Okay. Are you speaking? But I'm not hearing you. Ah, that's weird. Are you speaking?
Oh no, now I'm speaking.
All right, let me go over to the stream. That's weird. Okay. Are you speaking? But I'm not hearing you. Ah, that's weird. Are you speaking?
Oh no, now I'm speaking.
All right, let me go over to the stream. That's weird. Okay. Are you speaking? But I'm not hearing you. Oh, that's weird. Are you speaking?
Oh no, now I'm speaking.
All right, let me go over to the stream. That's weird. Okay. Are you speaking? But I'm not hearing you. Oh, that's weird. Are you speaking?
Oh no, now I'm speaking.
All right, let me go over to the stream. That's weird. Okay. Are you speaking? But I'm not hearing you. Oh, that's weird. What the hell? Sorry about that, guys. Just caught in an internal loop here. Echo, indeed. Ugh. That's so fucked up. Ugh. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna switch out from my interface to the computer so it won't feedback like that. All right. Okay. So now we should be okay. Let's go to output, aggregate, and I think we're okay. Because I'm getting your audio now. Okay. Can you speak?
Yep.
So there we go. Should be okay. OBS, everybody. Golf clap for OBS. I think we're okay. Because I'm getting your audio now. Can you speak?
The finer print
Yep.
featuring OBS.
Yep, the finer print featuring OBS. How's it going, everybody? Sorry about that. Technical difficulties, as always. We have Mad Dodge in the chat. We have Waifu Hunter in the chat, who's also on here with me on the Hangouts link. We have the Cynics. Cynic says, you can't have an Asian avatar and be bad at the computer crap. That's a ninja star to the head, Brent. Not wrong. Not wrong at all. So, Waifu, how's it going?
It's been great. I've been fucking around online all day. It's been pretty mellow. Mostly Skullgirls, trying to get that rolling, and now yeah, now I'm on stream.
See, there we go. So, are traps gay?
Yes, but that's the fun of it.
Mm.
It's like you're turning something you didn't like into something you liked.
Explain.
Okay, well, you're a straight male.
Yeah,
You like,
I like to think so.
yeah. You like women, not dudes. Yeah, you're married, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a woman. You've checked.
Yes.
And now you're
last I checked.
Last you checked, okay. Barring the past half hour, she is a woman.
Yes, that is correct.
Let's roll with that assumption.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you look at a guy and you go, I have no interest in this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you trap it up. It's that simple.
You're going to have to
Turn
elaborate that.
Well, you've basically turned a you've turned a dude into a chick.
Okay.
Assuming you're not grabbing dick, I think you're fine.
Okay. So.
Well, gay though, because he's got a dick.
So what are you saying here? Exactly. You can
I'm
be as
saying
graphic as you want.
I'm saying traps are gay, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's probably the fun of it.
So traps are gay, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't that a bit contradictory though? Isn't like a contradiction in terms?
How so? What do you mean?
Well, if they're not gay, then you're not having sex with the guy, therefore it's not wrong?
I mean, it's all about opinion, like, because now we're starting to bleed the meme into like, oh, no homosexuality.
Okay. Well, that was one topic of discussion out the window.
I just never saw it as a fucking big deal, and anyone who tries to debate it is like trying to fight their own homosexuality. That's really all it is.
It is a big deal on the internet, though. I mean, people have legitimately fevered pitch discussions about this stuff.
It's because they're beta weeaboo cucks that don't want to admit that might want to suck on a dick every now and then, even if it's wearing a skirt.
What does that make you?
What do you mean? What does that make me?
Well, aren't you a weeaboo?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm like one of those Chad weeaboos you see that, you fucking betas are bringing up, oh, you watch Sword Art Online? Yo, straight male, what's up, man? Good to see you. And then I'm around, I'm like, hey, baby, you want to watch some Berserk? And then wet panties. And she's over at my place.
Hey, straight Sith male. How's it going? People on the internet are dumb. Yep. I think I'm going to try and get Straight Sith Male on here, but I don't know if I have his wait, like I don't know how to contact him. Hi Psycho Fire, how's it going? Lurk Squad. Straight Sith Male, if you want on, DM me on Twitter or find me on Discord or something, or if you know waifu, I'd love to have you on, man.
I see in our chat sometimes, but I don't know if he's in our Discord.
Okay.
I will pop my Discord online for a bit.
The Cynic says, Print is married? Why do I feel like there was some chloroform involved in the ceremony? No. If anything, it would have been the other way around.
She muscled you, didn't she?
No. I love
She's
my
a
wife.
German woman, 350 pounds, probably 5'7", probably very square.
No, not at all. Not at all. Says it's bedtime at the moment. I mean, we're not going to be going on for that long. It's just an impromptu stream. Just wanted to talk to waifu. So if you want on, it's fine. If you can't, I understand. That's okay.
This is not a professional stream.
No,
I'm on.
No. Professional stream is tomorrow. It's Weekend Warriors, and it's going to be a lot less problematic in terms of how we're going about in the audio direction. There won't be a whole lot of feedback loops or anything like that. So
there's all kinds of neat shit in this stream loop.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do
fucking
like
Strider.
I do like that Strider game. Yeah.
There's all kinds of like great kung fu shit.
Yep. Yeah. Iron Monkey. That's one of them. That's one that's coming up right now. Yeah. I do enjoy my my Asian cinema, even though I'm not Asian, despite my avatar. I don't know why the irate bear gif is still on there. I thought I deleted that, but I'll keep
Just
it.
mocking you.
I'll keep it. I'll keep it. That's fine.
It's a part of your identity now.
Yeah, 8 people watching right now. So don't forget to hit like, people. Don't forget to share this around. Let's get more than quarter mundane Matt here. I don't even know what the metric is anymore. I forgot.
Mundane Matt is a 20, as I've heard it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just about a quarter. Hey, Max Bear's in the chat. Max Bear, you have the link. You feel free to hop on anytime. Matt Dodge says he did it already. Thank you very much, Matt Dodge. Oh, God damn, Max Bear, wrong account. Come on, what amateur moves are those? Come on, man.
Switch quickly.
Yeah. So what's been going on with you, man? We haven't really spoken in a while.
Well, I've actually got a couple of fun things planned. Next Wednesday, we've got the drunk stream on Red and Only's channel.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have one of your co-hosts, Big Fat Brian, on for the Red Waifu and Brian stream.
Gotcha. Yeah,
and that's going
Weekend Warrior tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, hopefully. Unless something changes, I will let you guys know, of course. With me and Big Fat Brian.
You got a preview of what you guys are doing?
No, that is to remain a secret. I will not spoil anything. We are trying to keep it fresh, but I can promise cringe.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Unholy Mole, what up?
What's that?
Unholy Mole, what up?
Unholy Mole. Oh, Unholy Mole. Oh my God, I haven't seen you in ages. What's up, dude? Oh my God, I don't think I've seen you in like months. Shit. Wow. Everything is going good, man. How goes it with you? What have you been up to? Chat. What a wonderful chat. 4 likes, 7 watching. Beautiful. Everything seems to be working fine. I'm getting good audio, and we're just talking shit. So let's talk a little bit of current affairs. What do you think about the shooting in Annapolis?
Oh fuck! What? See, this is why I avoid fucking. This is why I avoid the news, because.
I'm kidding, man. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Okay, good. Because I was like, great. Yeah, that's what we need. More dead Americans.
Well, I mean, in light of what happened with Milo Yiannopoulos, that was kind of eerily fortuitous. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Him saying
What
that he
happened there?
thinks.
I again, like I said, I tend to avoid this shit because I'm mostly putting my effort into miscellaneous media, the show. Like the only news I ever get is the news on our show, and it's so unimportant. It's laughable, and quite frankly, it is because that's the whole point.
Well, I mean, that's the nice thing about Weekend Warriors is that we can touch upon the current affair stuff and then jump right back into like cringy internet stuff. It's like
Hmm.
it's a mix, it's a blend. And you have to try and maintain that balance.
That's very you and Brian. I like that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody. I agree. Like we were talking about it earlier on Discord. I tried watching the Ralph stream, the kill stream.
Hmm.
I have no interest in that. It's boring. It's stale. It's been done to death. I'd much rather listen to people talk and just shoot the shit. You know. Eh,
Well, the thing I think the kill stream survives because it's the promise of a big blowout. Like that's what people want. They're
mhm.
addicted to the blowouts, and I worry for Ralph because he's not a bad guy. But I don't know if he can keep this up.
I think
And
I think right now, and this is my opinion. I could be wrong about this. I could very much be wrong. But I think it's what happened to the Kumite and what happened to Andy and what happened to a lot of these um, quote unquote internet blood sports types is that they relied very heavily on the personas behind the stream and not so much the content inside the stream. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And I think the same thing is happening with Ralph right now. Ralph used to be like the serious, quote unquote, serious journo. He used to have his stuff on his website, the Ralph Retort. He used to report on actual news, and now he's just doing this shit, but he's relying on his credential as the Ralph Retort as opposed to just the kill stream. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I think it's gonna burn out eventually, like everybody else did.
I mean, I think the majority come for the promise of a fight. That's really what it is.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah,
the
absolutely.
problem is how you sustain it. Now, Ralph was pretty lucky in that he's kind of when Baked Alaska was doing his blood sports and he was being successful at it, whether you like him or not. Also, Fine and Print has a great song called Toxibaked. Maybe you want to go check that
Oh,
out.
toxicity baked. Yeah,
Toxicibaked. There it
yeah.
is. Check that out if you haven't already.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have, maybe give another listen.
Yeah,
It's a good
yeah,
song.
yeah. I'll link it right
Um,
down in the chat.
Back in his heyday, the thing that sustained. Oh, Hitomi Tanaka. Hey, baby, how you doing? Sorry, I saw her on stream. I mean, I don't usually remember porn stars by name, but that's one I do.
I was looking for something completely unrelated, and there it was. I can't even explain it. I don't even remember what the
Well,
search term was.
the reason why Hitomi Tanaka is popular is because she's got these giant milkers, and
Jeez,
the
is that why she's popular?
yep. But she has a disease where they don't stop growing,
Uh,
so she has to periodically get them reduced in size.
See that the fact that you know that is really bothersome to me.
I think I actually got that info from Brian.
Then I'm not surprised at all. I am not surprised
um,
at all.
yeah, Baked back in his heyday, like what real like I didn't find him particularly entertaining, but the matchups he promised, they were really good matchups. I think to date some of my favorite shouting matches have all been on his channel. Medicure against Laura Loomer is timeless. It's just I've shown it to normies and they've fallen down laughing. That's how good it is
Mm.
people who do not enjoy this shit
But but
like it.
but that was Medicare. Medicare carried that stream. I remember that stream.
I don't. That was not necessarily what happened. It's because Mike Tokes popped in and started screaming his ass
That
off.
that too. But what I'm saying is that it wasn't baked that carried the stream. He just hosted it.
Mm-mm.
He he
No,
he he wasn't the main draw here.
absolutely not. And I mean, that's. I guess I'm agreeing with you to a level. It's the It's the blood and the matchups that come from it.
Right, right. But I think the difference is that Ralph has his own reputation that precedes that of internet blood sports. You know. William Stentrover's in the chat. How's it going, William? Um, it's different. I think in the sense that Ralph has his history. You know, he was on Gamergate and all of that stuff, and then he went to prison. Um, Baked Alaska. He was at BuzzFeed. He didn't have those quote unquote street cred. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely not. But like I don't think it mattered. I think what mattered was the fact that he could bring together some other people. Some other matchups that I particularly loved was Tariq Nasheed versus Jared Taylor. Like you had the two extremes going head to head, and Ralph has been bringing that. God, what was the one that what's his name? Sinatra brought to Ralph's show. It was Nick Fuentes against someone.
CRP.
I'm not sure. It was the one Failure got really annoyed with because he had it planned on the Kumite and then Sinatra.
God, it's on the tip of my tongue now. I can't remember.
Right?
Yeah, but I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. It's no longer about the fact that people are fighting, it's who's fighting now. That's what kind of this is turned into. And if you can't sustain that, then that's where all kind of artificial bullshit pops up and it just burns out.
Right, and that's what happened with the Kumite. I think is that the burnout happened, and they tried to sustain it as much as they tried. It just didn't carry over. I don't think.
No, and they had real talent on the show, so it happened to anyone is ultimately the lesson, and you need to be able to. Who is Jared Taylor, straight Sith male? Well, he is a white supremacist.
Quite.
Who believes strongly in the ethno state.
Quite. Ooh, I just realized that Jared Taylor is a forbidden word in chat.
Oh, is it?
Here it is. No, here it is. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry about that. Look, I'll be perfectly honest. I'm biased. I like the Kumite even in its present format. That's
cool.
my personal preference. I know a lot of people don't like the current state of what the Kumite is. They don't like the fact that there's no blood anymore. I get that. I don't give a shit. It's my morning entertainment. It's what I do when I go to work every day is tune in to people just shooting the shit. Sometimes it's entertaining. Sometimes it's dull. If it's dull, I tune out.
And that's ultimately what I'm saying is that the blood sports and the arguments and that takes away from what a stream is. Like Ralph, you're talking about Ralph being like a hard-hitting reporter and shit. Like
used to be, yeah.
Well, used to be, but because now he's shifting away from that, and it's becoming about the blood and the drama. What I'm saying is that if he can't sustain that, the blood sports who knows? And the arguments, maybe he's got a talent that nobody else does. Stream is he does sustain it, Ralph, but if he doesn't, you're talking what will about fucking happen like a hard-hitting reporter and shit. His new audience will just leave. Well, used to be, but because now.
Yep, absolutely. I don't know. I mean. I think a lot of people try to force stuff to happen. When it came time to approach people like Zoom and Zeph and all that stuff, and then it's just it got to the point where it was just it felt forced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a shame because like I said, I enjoyed very much the dynamic between Failure and Tonka. I thought was magic in a bottle. Those two could really carry on a show in a way that I think very few people on the internet can. Whether or not it was planned, whether or not it was something that they just rolled with and improvised, it's rare to see that combination on a show nowadays. But people got addicted, like you said. People got addicted to the blood. They got addicted to people getting into screaming matches and shouting matches and owning each other and all that stuff, and it got to the point where you couldn't get bookings anymore because nobody wanted on.
No, it had a reputation of being this show where you just get screamed out and stopped newcomers from coming on. In fact, I think it probably stopped veteran participants from coming on,
Mm.
save for maybe like Warski and them.
Worski, I think, is in a different category, but you're thinking more about along the lines of the Fright Supremacy guys.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped coming on. Medicare, he stopped coming on.
Yep.
Personally, and again, this is just my bias talking, I think that the show reached its apex when it moved to Failure's channel, and it
Mm-hmm.
started dying off when it moved to Andy's channel.
Well,
Because
that's why they moved it to Andy's channel, was to try to staunch the flow of blood. It's weird. They're trying to.
I think there was more mitigating factors than just that. I think that the fact that that Failure got a strike on his channel was a factor as well,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they moved it over to Andy's. But Andy, I don't know the guy. I don't care for him, and never cared for his content all that much.
See, that's where my bias comes in, is because I've actually chatted with Andy a few times, and I find him to be just a very personable, genuine person.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. No, that's fine. I mean, like I said, I don't care for him. I don't know him. I don't talk
Mm-hmm.
to him. I think I may have been on a stream with him once, and that was the saying goodbye to the Kumite stream, and he didn't say anything to me, and that's fine. I don't give a shit, you know. But never really cared for his content all that much. I watched a few of his videos back in the skeptic trademark period. Um, the what's it called, the MTV decoded videos
Yeah.
were getting stale at like the third or fourth video, for me at least.
Yeah.
So for me, the move to Andy's channel was not as organic as it was moving to Failures. Again,
It was not
that's just
because it
me.
wasn't an organic move. Absolutely, you're right, because it's not an organic move. It was hoping to tap into Andy's much larger audience. And I think there were some problems that we weren't seeing, that Andy's manager and his clout with YouTube
Mm-hmm.
was going to protect them from, because I mean, Failure and Talk are just so small, they can't be protected from false flags, especially if people are working together as autistically as they were.
Right, relatively small, smaller than Andy for sure.
Yes, and whereas Andy, again, manager and nearly like what, 275K, like that's, at that time he was like 280, close to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And look, to me, it's not about the numbers. I mean, I keep referring to eight watching right now and all that stuff. To me, it's not about that. I want to talk to people. I want to interact with people in the chat. William Stenchover says, if you're streaming about Ice Poseidon, you've lost the plot. Absolutely. I think that was one of the worst kumites that they had when they focused on Ice Poseidon. Absolutely.
Suicidal.
Ice Poseidon.
I mean, you can't, like, his audience is not only galvanized, but they tune into everything he does. Like, Ice Poseidon eats chips, they're gonna be there just as much as Ice Poseidon handcuffs Kareen to a fucking lamppost.
Right, right. And we spoke about this briefly on Discord as well. Some people will do practically everything in order to get views, like eat
Yeah.
grass, or when, I don't know if anybody in chat remembers our stream last week. Vape chili peppers, or eat chili pepper covered nuts, and then bash your nuts in with a 2x4.
He did cheat though, because not only did he not do the 5 minute afterburn, but he missed a nut bashing that he put on himself.
And you could very clearly see cuts. Like the video was very much edited. So yeah, but still, you could still see him put the nuts in his mouth and chew them. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but to the extent that you're causing physical harm to yourself, why the fuck would you do that?
I mean, I could never understand that. I would never put myself at the physical harm just for some views. I mean, my hope would be that someone would either want to hear my opinion or, enjoy what's being put on
Mm,
the stream. And that's ultimately what a stream should be.
mm,
And that is what the sustainable format will be. Is that the shows that are what those two categories
right,
will continue to go on and do great.
right. Yeah, William Stenchover is trying to see if I'll engage with him in chat. He's saying I should rename the stream Soap Opera Coffee Talk.
Oh, no, no, no. He's actually not after you. He's after me. William Stenchover is my biggest fan.
Hey,
If I appear on a stream anywhere, he will be there almost 100%.
if he wants on, man, the door's open. You can give him the link if you want.
I'm good.
I don't know if he has a mic working though.
I don't know if he'd want this many eyes on him. I mean,
eight pairs of eyes. That's not a
yeah,
heck of a whole lot.
that William's a shy guy. Like he started talking more in voice chats now, but he still won't actually go into streams and big shit like this.
Mm, mm-hmm,
This is still big for him, and one day he will work himself up to that. But
mm-hmm.
maybe that's today. Maybe that's a year down the road. Who knows? Just
Oh shit!
I don't care to talk to him. That's all I have to say.
There's a new Medicare video if you want to watch it and commentate on that.
Oh Jesus, is there?
Yeah, I'll pull up in my circle and I'll put it on OBS and we can watch it together.
Oh, the DDQ speed run for progress?
No, new. Something new.
Or is this something that grew up on his Twitter?
Something that he just uploaded, like literally just now. So if you go to his channel, and I'm gonna put it on here as well. I just gotta find my circle. What do you think, chat? Do you think we should do a Medicare cast? Would you guys be averse to something?
In light of recent,
let's bring back the Metacast. Really gets the noggin jogging.
Really activates those almonds.
See, everyone loves activates the almonds. Noggin joggin was mine.
See, I invented some of my own, like bakes my Brazil nuts and seasons my sesame seeds and all of that stuff.
And then, peers.
Well, Max is saying yes to Metacast or Metcast. Oh no, there we go, Metacast.
Max Burt just made the stream gay. The stream was already gay, people. We started talking about traps right away. Oh shit. It's already on OBS. What the fuck? Well, that kind of
It's
sucks.
the will of the people.
Okay, let's turn off the image slideshow. Let's go to my circle. Let's just... Okay. Let's extend that window real quick. Hold on just a second. Bear with me, chat. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. All right. Let me shoot you the My Circle link so you can watch it with me. I'm going to put it in the Hangout window just real quick.
Right.
Okay. So this should be entertaining. Let me know when you got it.
I mean, it usually is.
Yeah, it usually is. There we go. Let's see. Can I give you controls? Give control. There we go. Okay.
events at the U.S.-Mexico border, the Bulba Garden staff has written this statement. We would like to stress that for us, this is not a matter of politics, but of basic human rights and decency. Well, I do love me some Politamon, and Bulba Garden is providing it. There is no...
Do you know what he's talking about? Chat, do you know what this is about?
I think Bulba Garden is a Pokemon based because it says political Pokemon to the rescue. I think Bulba Garden is some sort of like wiki or maybe a community. Like he'll get into it when he starts to really dive into his videos. That's how these work. But that's my initial guess. I've heard of Bulbapedia, because I've played a few Pokemon games here and there myself, but
All right,
I'm not exactly sure what Bulba Garden is.
all right, let's keep going then.
Nothing better than taking children's entertainment and infusing it with modern day hot topic issues. That is a combination I think everybody enjoys. Take something children love, take something there's a fan base for, and just shove politics right up its ass. Just as far up its ass as you can possibly just fist it right on up there. Now, I wasn't familiar with who Bulba Garden was. I just happened to stumble across this on Twitter. Apparently, it's a fairly sizable Pokemon fan website comprised of the Bulba Gardens. This is not a matter of politics, but of basic, possibly just fist it right on up there. Now, I wasn't familiar with who Bulba Garden was. I just happened to stumble across this on Twitter. Apparently, it's a fairly sizable Pokemon fan website comprised of the Bulba Garden forums and the Bulbapedia, a Wikipedia dedicated to cataloging all things Pokemon. And the Twitter account is followed by a good amount of people, about 100,000 plus.
I mean, I just looked at it, what it was real quick. It's, yeah, Pokemon community site, and then there's Bulbapedia.
I know we did want to talk politics, but goddamn, this is a 22-minute long video chat. If you guys are up for it, we'll keep going. But I mean, we might have to wrap after this. But throw one in the chat if you want to keep going. You know, otherwise, you know, we won't watch the whole thing. We'll just do some highlights and then wrap it up. Well, what do you think, chat? You want to keep watching?
The chat side. They gotta catch up for a bit.
All right.
Bulba even went on to explain further, in case you didn't get the point. We know we'd have zero fan support without our wonderful staff, an extraordinarily diverse group, LGBT, immigrants, etc. And we stand together. An attack against them, or people like them, is an attack against what makes Bulba possible. When that happens, we speak up. Because you couldn't have Pokemon without homosexual immigrants. I don't know if you've ever followed Pokemon, but it is the story of Ash Ketchum, a black transgendered youth, traveling around the Kanto region, looking to find his new gay lover. That is the core essence of Pokemon, and that is what makes Pokemon fan sites like Bulba a possibility. We wouldn't exist without the contribution of our extremely diverse staff, some of whom are immigrants, or children of, who would be victims of those policies if they immigrated now. And a policy that would make a victim of one of us is a policy that attacks all of us. U.S. government used border wall. Super effective. So
Very good, Whitaker. I will say, though, he missed the obvious, what's it called? It's a new one. It's called Young Goose, and it has Trump's hair.
Oh, God, really?
Yes, it's a Pokemon with Trump's hair.
Can you send it to me? I'll put it on screen.
Yeah, let me look that up real quick. I'll just pull it up on Google Images.
Yeah, I mean, Jim. Holy shit.
Actually, this is the two of them. There's the one on... there's the one on the left, which is like its starting stage, and then there's the one on the... Sorry, the one on the right, which is its starting stage, and the one on the left. That is what it becomes. I threw that in the side chat for you.
Mm-hmm. Can you guys see it over there? Yeah, I mean, he might touch upon it later.
There it is.
In the video. You know, who knows? Who knows?
I mean, he did, like, whoever did that picture did a pretty damn good job.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me just check something here with my properties real quick, because
No worries.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's keep going.
So what exactly was the statement that Bulba Garden decided to issue forth? What edict did they give their fellow Pokemon fans? I wonder who they chose to write this on that wonderfully diverse staff. Of course, Hector. Not John Smith. Hector. Hector Rodriguez? Hector Ramos? I wonder why Hector would be the one to write this policy, but let's read it. And the saying goes, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Well, we are off to a fantastic start. Gotta hit him hard with a quote. Really show how educated you are. Thousands of children have been taken from their parents and are being kept in cages, placed into internment camps. Not even infants are exempt, as they are taken from their parents and placed into these so-called tender age camps. People are being treated as criminals simply for seeking asylum from their
I guess you can call them tendy camps.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
homelands torn asunder by violence and famine, which is a legal and protected right under law and treaty. Not only that, but the use of the children to persuade the parents to plead guilty to charges they are innocent of is despicable. This is not right. This is not the America that is supposed to be the leader of the free world. This is not the America that is a champion of democracy and human rights. This is a travesty, a moral debacle, and completely inhumane. And it should be condemned as such by any decent human being.
Alright, bye Matt Dodge, have a good night. We're gonna keep watching, gonna power through this.
We'll learn diversity in Pokemon.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide.
Is there a Hispanic named Pokemon?
Yes. I think he's called Riacolo, and he was the one in that image. Like you see him with like the little sombrero, and he looks like a duck, and he's got his hands up. And when they started animating the little fucks, he's even doing kind of like a bit of a Mexican jig there. Though the more I watch this video, I wonder how much Ghost Pokemon had influence over Medicare doing this.
I mean,
Do you not remember her? She was on the Make-A-Wish Foundation for Bloodapalooza, and she got to meet Medicare.
no.
Just before he started talking to Bullprog.
You know what? I missed that part of the stream. I tuned out after the Honey Badger. I tuned out after that. It was too long. I didn't.
It was long, but I was hanging in there for the promise of Megamind.
All right, let's keep going with this.
Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know.
You know I'm gonna get a copyright strike for him using that song. God damn it.
Yeah,
Oh,
those
God.
damn Japanese.
Yeah.
It's my destiny. Oh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em. Our hearts so true. Our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
Now, far be it from me to pass up this delicious irony that a Pokemon fan site and Wikipedia, that the forum itself would issue a statement about how unjust it is to capture some other living thing and put it into a cage. That's not right. You can't put those children into internment camps, into tender age camps, and make them fight for our amusement. Hector, your entire fandom is based around the idea of slave fights. You capture innocent creatures that haven't done a fucking thing to you. You intern them in your Pokeballs, and then you make them fight each other for your fucking amusement. Fiction is supposed to be like an idealized form of the real world, where people go to relax and get away from the really terrible shit. But even in the real world, we put our foot down when it comes to that. That's why people that have like dog fights, chicken fights, get arrested. They get prosecuted. People shame them, but not in Pokemon. All I'm saying, Hector, is if Michael Vick existed in the Kanto region.
Oh fuck! I know what he's gonna say.
Oh God. Look. I'm from Pennsylvania, so.
Oh, boy.
There's still people. Okay, so just so people understand, there's still people walking around with shirts that say, Michael Vick, Eagles love him, dogs hate him. Okay, I mean, to the extent that people don't know what this is about, Michael Vick used to run dog fights when he was in he was the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles.
I'll give him this much though. Like, he's done a lot to clean up his act, and he looks sincerely sorry. He runs like charities for like to support animal shelters, and he's against animal abuse. And like, of celebrities who have fucked up and have done everything they can to make amends, like Michael Vick is like at the top.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
You know, I don't have a magic stethoscope that can tell if he means it or not, but
right.
based solely on his actions, he is really, really sorry.
Right, Cynic says that he ran the dog fights when he was with the Falcons. Not wrong, but also with the Eagles. Also with the in Philly. That was part of his claim to shame. Best running quarterback ever. Not wrong. Absolutely right. He was one of the best. All right.
Also a wonderful dog fighter. Just the best.
The best. He wants to be the very best. All right, let's keep going.
Quality stream.
Quality. Very top shelf.
He would be a fucking gym leader. Now, the thread itself was almost completely in agreement with Hector. I definitely agree with Hector, Gen Grizilla, and TRN Natalie. And this isn't a political issue. Technically, keeping children inside cages counts as child abuse. Technically. I like how he has to qualify that. You couldn't just come out with a hard-hitting point. You couldn't say, hey, maybe locking kids up in cages is cruel and unusual. No, just technically. Remind me never to let Vulpix 037 babysit my children, because I technically don't want them to be murdered or technically raped. So Bulbagarden releases its public statement on the issues, the non-political political statement. And I have a little bit of fun fucking with them on Twitter. I know it was a very Gary thing to do, editing his post and laughing at him. It's very Gary of me, I'm sorry. However, I didn't realize at the time that I had stumbled on a gold mine. We're talking the mother lode. I hit a vein that runs deep, because just one quick look around their forum told me pretty much everything I need to know about this particular community. And maybe you're inclined to go take a look at the forums yourself. Hey, I did. Scope it out, see what kind of community's there, see what kind of posts get put up by the user base. Just one minor problem? If you were to go, say, look at certain subforums, they don't exist anymore. You must have an account to be able to view this. Well, hey, that's not a big deal. I'll go register an account. Oopsie. Go fuck yourself. We're not taking any new registrations. Really makes you think. Need to have...
Damn.
The first mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I wonder how hard it would be for someone to give Medicare their old account. You think someone did that? Just spoilerino.
I don't know. I didn't watch the video, so I can't say.
I'm going to take a crack and say someone, when Medicare started looking into this and said, hey, Army of Autists, who has a throwaway account for this? And I think maybe a few autists spoke up.
Yeah, probably, furry Nazi LARPers.
I know that I am.
Of course. That's why you're on a stream with the Jew.
It's our new stream, the Reich stuff.
Yeah, I did not see that coming.
Oh, you hit me where I live. Don't.
And frankly, let's keep going.
Oh.
Have an account to view this. Can't sign up for an account anymore. Completely wiped out certain subforums from public viewing. I wonder if that's a topic that'll get raised later on. Luckily for us, and unfortunately for them, that's what Google Cache exists for. There are plenty of archives of some of the more interesting posts that give you a real idea of the kind of community you're dealing with at Bulba Gardens. The autism thread, with 3 pages of results. This should be entertaining. Calling all autistic people. Okay, that sounded really dumb. Anyway, this is a thread to talk about autism, for autistic people to connect, talk, share their experience with it, etc. I'm autistic myself, and I like to write about them in my fanfics. And I want to learn how to write them believably, sensitively. So, presenting the autism thread. I never would have guessed it. Apparently, people in the Pokemon fan base suffer from autism. Who saw that coming? A complete a complete shocker, I'm sure. I hate having autism. It's prevented me from living like a normal person would. I don't know how to drive. I'm still single. And I've been working at the same temp job for 6 years. Meanwhile, my sister, who came before me, can drive expertly, is married, and has a job in a jewelry store. Why can't someone just run me over already? The world hates me and sees me as nothing more than cheap labor or a useless mistake. Until they develop a foolproof cure for autism, I'm never going to feel better about myself. And death will just be a huge blessing for me.
Okay. Do you know anybody who suffers from autism?
I do.
Like
A few.
Actual autism, not internet autism.
No. Real autism, yes.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong here. These people are not actually autistic.
It's hard to say. Like, autism.
Not medically diagnosed autistic.
The person I know is.
Mm-hmm. Is he like this on the internet, or is he even not? Is he even capable of going online?
He's very capable of going online, and he's nothing like this. You'll find that people. The problem with autism is that it usually goes hand in hand with other things, or like other disabilities will give you autism by virtue of what it does to you. Like people with Down syndrome, everyone who is Down syndrome is technically autistic because of their inability to socialize normally, like without getting into the real nitty gritty of it.
Right.
And it's very rare that you will have just autism, which is again, that's what's up. But for the guy I know, he talks nothing like this. He doesn't like act like his life is fucking over, and in fact, he works past it and has abilities that excel far beyond the people around him. It's like it's believed that autism is a sensory disability,
Right.
in that you are taking in too much of the world, and your brain has decided to, instead of prioritizing what normal people do, they prioritize other things which may be wrong. So most of the time that's social interaction. But then because you're prioritizing different things, you have this, and that's where weaponized autism comes from, is that you have this insight
Yep.
other people don't.
Yep. See, that's what really bothers me about the use of the term autism when it comes to stuff like this. Oh yeah, I'm autistic. Like it's, haha, I'm autistic, when you're not. It really bothers me. It really bugs the shit out of me.
That's the whole self-diagnosis trend that's picked up, because any idiot with a fucking Google account now thinks that they're a doctor and like, yes, you're experiencing some minor headaches there, Mr. Print. You have cancer. It's nice knowing you.
Right. William Stenchover is making a solid point in chat. He says, it's too funny seeing people fangirl over Medicare, but if you make fun of them, they melt into salty little puddles. I had that happen to me once when I deigned to ask a question of Medicare that wasn't kissing his ass, and his fan base just, wow, that was unpleasant at best. Oh God.
The Cynics is right. Medicare might get a little too much happiness from others' pain. I definitely agree. Like, the funny thing about Medicare is that he fulfills a very specific purpose. If he what he provides is the information on a subject, like example, like this, or the GDQ, or the game, or the Bully Hunters. If you don't know what's going on, his videos hold great value because he distills everything into
very
this.
informative. Absolutely.
Yeah, good voice. But his production value isn't there. His jokes are as stale and bad as mine, and just ultimately, if you know what's going on, his video does nothing for you.
Right.
So
it's for the uninitiated. Exactly. Exactly. All right, let's keep going.
Let's resume.
Oop, hang on, I lost my window.
Oh, holy shit, that's dark. That's some heavy stuff to drop on other Pokemon fans in the autism thread. Begging for death and praying that somebody just runs you over with their fucking car.
And it's fitting that I feel the urge to make a reference right here. I can't help it, forgive me. In Final Fantasy IX, it was said, to be forgotten is worse than death. I believe to be unloved is worse than death. Oh, fuck. Not even my own family.
Do any of you have experience with mental illness? 10 pages of results. I'm starting to notice a bit of a trend with the Pokemon fanbase on Bulba Garden. A lot of autistic people, a lot of mentally ill people as well. Your gender identity. I saw a thread about sexuality, but none about gender identity. So, what's your gender identity? Are you trans, cis, non-binary, etc.? I'm a non-binary trans man. My gender is approximately 60% male and 40% question mark. It's a mystery even to Luck Gondor exactly what the fuck he is, but he's trying to figure it out. He's got 60% of it pretty nailed down. It's that other 40% that's too elusive for him to figure out. I'm a trans man. I started identifying as a male around the summer of 2013 or so. I was gender fluid for a couple of months beforehand, but then after edging more and more to feeling masculine, I decided I was a trans man. Be sure to keep an eye out around the dilation station at the next GDQ because I'm sure an ineligible mess will more than likely find themselves there. Cis male, however, definitely gender non-conforming. I'm not masculine. I can't live up to masculinity and have no desire to. I think that's a really roundabout way of saying I'm a soy boy. I am a giant fucking soy boy. I watch my girlfriend get fucked by her boyfriend. I hold her hand.
See, that's what you were saying earlier. That's like the tried and true Jim sense of humor, I think.
Yeah, just distills what's being said. Goes to a few fucking safe memes like soy boy. It's still relevant. You can fucking do that.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Though
I'm not saying it's not relevant. I'm just saying it's tried and true. It's stuff that he's been using for a while now, and it seems to be working for him. I mean, I don't know. Should we keep watching this? I mean, I know we've gone about halfway through, but I mean, really, realistically, I think we get the gist of what this is about.
Yeah, he's just gonna keep shitting on these people, and he's gonna bring up some deeper threads. And if you want to watch it, you can watch it.
Yeah,
I think.
You guys can watch it at your own leisure. I think we're gonna be okay without continuing to watch this. Well, I mean, this was not supposed to be like a gym stream. You know what I mean?
No, we ended up turning into a fucking gym, fucking Medicare fan cast, anyways.
So I think we're gonna wrap this up. But yeah, I mean, thank you for joining me, wife. I really appreciate that.
No worries. I like shooting the shit.
Yeah, it was fun. I think you should come on tomorrow if you have the time. If we're gonna stream, I don't know yet. We'll have to see what my schedule is gonna be looking like tomorrow. But if we're streaming tomorrow, I'd love to have you on.
Excellent. I'll have to look at it because depending when you're streaming, I might be excessively full of alcohol.
Well, I mean, what time zone are you on? Just out of curiosity.
I'm on Pacific Standard.
Pacific Standard. Okay, so you're gonna be awake, but it's gonna be earlier for you because we're Eastern. I'm gonna be starting in Eastern.
Yeah.
So 3 p.m. Eastern would be like I think.
Okay, so that
1 your time or noon your time. Or
no,
something like
that's
that.
3 hours behind. If you're going at 3, so it'll be noon. I'll be up and around.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So yeah, I think that's good. So, chat, thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate it. You guys have a very good night, and I will see you
Night,
guys
buckos.
tomorrow.